Greetings, beautiful family. Greetings from under the heavens, which are aligning. Yeah, while we are shifting, they are aligning. And there is, just as I started, an Aqua Phoenix has flown in. Yeah. Oh, hold on. It's not in the right. There. Beautiful bird, black and white, snake bird. Yeah. One wave at a time, one step at a time, down to my feet, one step at a time, going deeper into our mission. As I shared this morning about walking on water, walking with water, flying with water. This is beautiful sea eagle that is just flying in. So bringing the animal spirits in. They always come in when I turn this on, when I begin the transmission here from these different portals that I'm coming to you from. Very interesting skies, lots of trails in the skies. It's interesting clouds. Even though it just said we're gonna have blue sky for a while, and then we see these stripes, and then clouds form, and we can see it there. We're not blind. Anyway, everything happens for us. Everything happens always for us. So the heavens are aligning, and everything happens for us. Everything happens for a reason, to get us where we are today. Yeah. For many, many years I deeply explored with wounds. And wounds do not heal on the body. If there is something in the wound, that could be a hair, that could be dirt, it's quite common knowledge and understanding. When we relate the wound healing on our body, which is just a reflection of the inside, if we haven't cleared the dirt out, the distortions, the infiltrations, our wounds also cannot heal, and then we keep repeating them and we stay in the loops. When I say we, I speak of humanity, the human condition, the spiritual warfare. And spiritual war means that we are disconnected from our spiritual nature. Why is it so common? Why do we arrive here and then forget who we are? Yeah, and are totally turned off. So as chain breakers, and I'm speaking to those of you who are chain breakers as well, we are breaking these chains that kept us disconnected, that kept us disempowered, that kept us in the loops, the infinite potential loop. If it stays a potential, we are staying in the loop. We have to open up and realize our infinite potential. Realize our highest potential, and then the infinity. We are the infinity. We were kind of, when we were disconnected, it seemed as if we would be forever seeking. Once we realize that we are infinity, the seeking stops when we arrive. There's a different energy. Yes, we still go deeper, deeper, deeper in, but the seeking stops because we just anchor deeply in. Otherwise, and this is also a hook. Keep you always looking, keep you always seeking. Next. When this is a distraction, this is happening from ego. We need to stop and come inside and feel. Feel to heal, speak to heal. And then our heart our heart, the seat of our soul, all the heartbreaks. So my guidance and my practice has been, I'm a teacher of the art of love through my embodiment, unconditional love, that was fully activated when I birthed myself and my son to become a mother. That was a massive activation. Wow! And I knew in that moment, oh, I can't wait to do this again. Yes, I can wait, but wow, I look already so forward to do that again. When my daughter was born, wow, that brought the feminine in, and wow, that was really, it was at home and so on. It was really beautiful and in water. And my body afterwards was like, wow, I'm not going to do this again. It's very different. And it was painful because I burst the pain. I burst what we had to heal together. That's why I also have a son and a daughter. Man, woman. Yeah, masculine, feminine. Because healing both, empowering both. But healing the feminine out of the suppression, and then going deeply into the abandonment wounds, and oh, it's been quite full on. Yeah. And then walking, a lot of that, as chain breakers, we have to walk alone, otherwise we don't get to these wounds. How can I get to these abandonment wounds if I'm not abandoned? Seemingly the illusion of abandonment. I had to go through that to realize I have never been abandoned. Everybody and everything is inside of me, always with me. All my tribe, my divine masculine that I have been embodying on the inner and outer. Beautiful, beautiful crowd just flew right over. Always inside of me, always with me in the spirit realm, always with me on the soul level, in all dimensions. Everybody, my ancestors, my soul tribe, everybody, because I'm down here on a consignment. And when we wake up to who we are, we realize that. So I'm birthing through my embodiment this movement. Now, and I got really into this through this water. At the moment, I keep birthing what this is about for me and us. For me as a leader, I'm drinking the water, I'm sharing about it, I'm sharing the opportunity. My focus is on aligning everything that includes money, everything, because as the New Earth leaders, we need the money to impact. And we are also healing the wounds that we aren't allowed to have money, or that it was taken away from us, that we were punished for wanting money. But wanting isn't from the ego. Wanting for us has always been from the soul. So that's where it's also felt for ourselves wrong, because in the world a lot is distorted and the wanting is from the ego, even for the sake of abusing others. Yeah, we see that in my village, in my community, developers coming in, overdeveloping, not caring about the community, not caring about the land, no connection, overdeveloping for profit. That does not come. That is not aligned. There's a lot of greed on this planet that abuses and takes and takes and takes. And money, the true energy of money, linked to the bank of spirit, is divine love, is like water. It's all one. Yeah, so I'm not letting anything out. Also selling. Yeah, when someone says you sound like a missionary, or if you try to sell me something, no, I'm here to serve. I'm sharing something. And you have to come and see that yourself. So that's how I came to it. I was clearly given the message in the water. I was lying in the stream. You got to drink the Kangen water. I didn't even know at that point that it was called Return to Origin water. And tell people about it. That's all I followed. I didn't need to watch any masterclass. I didn't need to be talked into anything. So this is how, this is what I stand for, and I'm calling you in for. I am also not for totally, I'm for activating all our soul's mission, and that can happen through this. High ticket is a ticket to our higher self. Yeah, not high ticket for ego or something like that. All these old labels are redefined for the new earth. So this is a ticket for the higher self-embodiment. Yeah, and there's an investment into our health, taking our power back by taking control of our water, utilizing the medicine of water to ascend and descend into our body, to purify, yeah, to be fluid, to bring our connective tissue into hydration so that we can function properly, and then we don't get rigid. If you're not hydrated properly, you get rigid, and then through rigidity, this is like a river here, if it doesn't flow, it's going to get stagnant, and it's going to create infestations, which can be tumors and so on in the body. It needs to flow, the same as our heart energy. So as a teacher of love, that's what I just started before, I have had to learn to keep loving no matter what. And I'm set up for that in my human design, with my gene keys. I'm set up for that. And I've been trained for it. To keep loving no matter what. I keep opening my heart no matter what. And that has gotten really strong over the last years. And to go in, to go in, to go in, to keep opening, not shutting down. This is going right through into the abandonment. Yeah, and many of us, mothers especially, fathers too, and men too, all of us who have been on this mission, there's also a deep exhaustion in us, because this healing work takes it fully out of us. And then often having to walk our path alone, not being recognized, not being seen, not being fully supported in the physical, whereas I'm realizing in the spirit realm, I've always been supported. And this is the abandonment wound, to feel and to block it, to not receive, to not let it in. For the fear of the contractions. You know, there's many memories in us, especially, yeah, in us, that we were abused to when we were received. That meant we had to give our body, we had to give our energy. It wasn't just freely given. So we are healing from that as well. That's a deep, deep wound. Yeah, that means, oh wow, if I take this, what do I owe you? My body, my sex, my energy, my forever gratitude? Yes, that is of course there, but do I have to be on my knees for the rest of my life? I feel grateful for everyone. And I live that, not by lying on my knees all the time. And if someone can't receive, they also can't receive gratitude. And then there is the block in the giving and the receiving. The fear of receiving, because it means we have to give something. But free receiving and free giving, that's free flow. That's how money wants to flow. That's how water wants to flow. And our energy just through our body, when the blockages are gone, the energy from source can just flow through us, into the earth. And that's what we are here for, the chain breakers. So as we break the chains in our body, in our psyche, in our energy, everywhere, we become clear vessels. Yeah, and every day I'm feeling that getting clearer and clearer. You can see my pinned post as well, my video on my page. There's a little video, it's not too long, not like these transmissions. And just like an intro, I have the chains on there. Yeah, so, but I'm getting very, very clear how that works and operates. So, and I'm speaking to you here under the sky, the aligning heavens. And heaven is a place here on earth and in us. Yeah. So have shifted in the last week so much. Yeah, I'm speaking to that, and I can't do many of the old ways, and even just when I listen to a mentorship again or so, it doesn't resonate. So I'm just I'm just flowing and following and seeing, yeah, always what unfolds. Yeah. So this is not about an end goal. This is not about being a salesperson, yeah, selling these ionizers. That's not what it's about. This is about us breaking our chains, taking our power back off our body, off our waters, and then waking up out of the amnesia. For that, we need to be clear. We need to be super hydrated, or we cannot change. That's for those of you who resonate with my message and feel it. And if you just feel an inkling of this, yeah, just be with it. And you might be also having a shower, a bath, or lie somewhere in the creek or ocean, and suddenly you get told, now is the time. Yeah, you need to be told by spirit, not by me. I'm just introducing you to this, what I have been going through. And when you come into my field, into my portal, like join arms with me, join shoulders and hands with me, and heart and energy, that's what we are about, breaking the chains in humans, first in ourselves, yeah, in humans, for our families, our tribe, and then also to be here with Earth, and to guard the waters. Yeah. So a few days ago, I didn't look. I had a different browser, and when I turned my computer on, I didn't look at the news. So recently, I felt again. Now I have been looking at what's happening there and there, and I was going to shift it back to, but actually I'm appreciating that, because there are some things I hadn't seen. You know, I hadn't seen about the South Australian beaches being covered in algae. That was earlier this year. And yeah, all this stuff that is happening through the waters. So we are really being called. This is so important, and we are seeing what is happening around the world with the floods as well and everything. And also when we join a community, yeah, this is where we are coming together in unity, in community. That can also feel uncomfortable at first, because we've been lone wolves for so long. And this is about staying the wolves, the sovereign, all one whole wolves, and joining together. But we are not going into codependency, and we are shifting out of victimhood, out of our wounded, limited self that was kind of bent over and like covered with veils and amnesia. Think of drunk people. That's what drunk people look like. Most of us have gone through that as well, that we used to drink too much. Yeah, that kind of showed us this state. And how many people are alcoholics and actually die from that? So pulled by the addiction of that, of just drinking to feel good, drinking after work to relax. Really? Then your liver works at night and you can't sleep properly, and it's a cycle. And you go deeper and deeper into the amnesia. It's the most devious drug there is, because it's so made normal. Yeah, you're almost an outsider if you don't join the drinking. So anyway, I am wherever others drink also. I drink my water. And this is too what we are here for. And I can party on water. I can have fun on water. Even more so. And I know that I'm not going to be sick the next day. And I'm actually more awakened and aligned and energized than I was before the party. Whereas I remember from the olden days, yeah, where I didn't even remember how I got home, And that was kind of funny, and it was maybe a funny night, but it wasn't. It was not at all. It was just all of us getting deeper sick and into amnesia and unconsciousness. We were actually playing that out. You play that out with alcohol until everybody just sits around. So that's okay. Unconditional love. Everybody where they're at. I'm just talking about myself and what I'm observing. So yeah, this water has been helping many people get off the alcohol because it fulfills so deeply the thirsty cells that then we are not looking all the time for something to fix our longing, some sugar or some alcohol or whatever. This is a deep revival, returning to origin. Yeah. So, yeah. Water, most sacred medicine, as I sit here by the water. Yeah. Powerful force. When it's too much, it's heartbreaking what is happening right now, and also, yeah, there's members of our community that have had their daughter taken away and so on. And I had my brother taken away when I was 11 and he was 8, not by floods but by sand, and right now I'm here sitting on sand. The sand also didn't take him away, but his soul decided, this is my way of exiting. And when masses exit in like one flood, that's a soul group exiting together, the physical realm, helping us then from the other side. So, and for the families, I have been through that, it's absolutely shattering. And it's also a deep awakening, deep awakening. When it's realized for that it's a deep, and later, it sometimes will later only, because we have to go through the pain without often realizing what we are learning from it or what is happening. We just have to fall apart in it. That can mean to feel like, wow, I cannot live on like this. Or going through years and years of darkness, and yeah, it depends what every person has to go through and what guides are there, how the openness is, and yeah, and then in hindsight often we see it. I looked at photos a few days ago, and then I see, oh, that's when this and this animal died, oh, this and this happened before, I can see it on my photos. And then, wow, every time this guinea pig, when this guinea pig left his body and then came again and left, always there was a tawny frog mouse there. So all these different things we realize later, and we need to be open and aware and open to look, open for the wisdom. Yeah, that's the wisdom keepers. When we are coming into our wisdom out of the wound, when the wound turns into the wisdom. Yeah, and we bring that into flow as well. So, powerful energies. We had Uranus shift into Gemini. Uranus hasn't been there since 49, 80 years ago, over 80 years ago. So, and we are feeling this energy in our communication as well. And Uranus is about bringing sudden surprises and sudden shifts. And suddenly what felt good can suddenly be not right anymore. We are being redirected. I'm feeling that strongly right now, what I said before. I can't do this suddenly anymore. Or I'm also suddenly clearly seeing and realizing. Deeper. And the water has been helping me with it. So we are flowing through the shifts with it. So these planetary alignments are happening for us, to assist us. This is the same with Saturn going retrograde now. It's a time to go in deeply again, looking at the karmic, resolving more of the loops and the hooks and the, yeah, coming deeper into our full embodiment. Yeah, there's a lot of powerful alignments happening right now. And as I shared before, every morning right now I wake up and there's Venus shining right onto my bed, into my eyes. Yeah. So, powerful times. Have a look at this beautiful grass swaying in the wind. Yeah. The waters are aligning, the heavens are aligning. Our new life takes on more and more form with the new earth frequencies, and yeah, we are creating new systems. And like this water that was created, these machines 51 years ago, and the community of thousands and thousands of people all around the world connected through the water, that's a powerful energy. And there is some powerful change makers in that community. And when you go into there, and depending on which room you go in as well, if you come into my portal with me, joining hands with me, joining arms with me, joining the walk, then you are coming into the portal of breaking the chains. And you are also linking with all the other powerful change makers and water keepers and heartful beings. Yeah, we are joining, and we might be called at the moment to join also other communities, because we are linking, we are finding each other in those communities. I have found beautiful soulmates, soul tribe in this community, and that keeps happening through the water. And I'm also happy to share about other communities where I've been finding soul family. And we can come into several ones. And some you have to invest a little bit more, and some you have to invest nothing, some you have to invest quite low. But low and high is all one. It all tests us. Sometimes people get triggered because they don't want to pay a little price because it seems, oh, if I don't pay more, then it's not worth it. And some say, oh, this is too much. That's too much for a water machine. I don't buy that. I don't invest in that. I'm not coming in. It's all the same. This is the same as our lower self, which is our physical self, is as precious as our higher self. They're just our spirit self and our physical self. And yes, this body is only borrowed. It's like our temple for a while. But it's equally, everything is equal. In the new earth frequency, there isn't high and low. There's just, this is it, and there's a number, and the numbers carry a frequency that are activations. So what we give as a contribution, as an entrance activation, so to say, it's just about the frequency and the vibration. It's about the numbers. Yeah. And through that we also break through limitations, through having given the high entrance activation for the ionizer and the Anespa and the MGAT, the turmeric and so on, all of that, and a rental K8 Kangen machine, yeah, I invested so much. That was an activation for me, very clearly. That can only flow back in abundance, because my soul is abundant. And this is our birthright. If I didn't do it, even though Spirit guided me to, I would have not followed my soul's mission. It was very clearly, you have to go in, you have to drink the water, you have to tell others about it, you have to pay the price. And what is the price of not paying it? Can't even imagine. Yeah, I would have not been sitting here. I'm always saying yes to what Spirit tells me. But that took a while also to really clearly hear. Yeah, because you can think, oh, is that really true? Or because we are so used to being manipulated. Yeah, we've been here with distorted people in amnesia. manipulating others, using others, and we have trauma on our soul level as well, of having been used and abused and manipulated. So we don't trust, but we have to trust what comes through from source and spirit. We have to trust our inner guidance. So that's also a process to get to that deep trust. Yeah. So key points. What we pay isn't about the money, it's an activation, and it's about the numbers and the frequencies. And we are entering a field, we are investing that into ourselves. It's a sign of appreciation, it's an activation, and it always flows back. We can't even imagine. It's as infinite as the sky is that I'm sitting under here. Yeah. And for that we need faith, deep faith and trust, and to get up every moment again, because we do fall over again and walk up, just like we did when we were toddlers and babies. We started walking, we fell over, we started walking again, fell over. If you have children, you know that. And you remember it from yourself as well, or how it was growing up. And now we have also way more conscious children here, because they are already, from us chain breakers, the first generation, depending on where you are in your parenting, if you are a parent. Yeah, and often now we are doing this with our children. So powerful. Yeah, so powerful. I love hanging out with my children and seeing that, also their friends, and hearing them, and yeah, and just we are relating. We are all souls. There is no age on a soul level. There is the soul wisdom and the soul maturity, but inter-age relating as well. Yeah, that was an opening to that, because we are missing each other if we just stay focused on how we were trained, that we are only in school class with the kids our same age, or you can only have a partner who is the same age as you, or maximum minimum 2-3 years or whatever. That's all bollocks. We have to just follow love and our soul's calling, but that requires deep opening, deep openness to the unconventional. I'm carrying unconventional codes in me. I'm carrying them. And all that I share is in the portal. If you decide and get guided to join hands with me, you're coming into the field of that. Yeah. So, as you feel too, these transmissions, I drop deeper and deeper in as I speak, and I'm showing that to you. So if I just do little 10-second reels that do not activate enough at the moment, these longer transmissions, because it's like an unwinding, an opening deeper and deeper in. As I speak, we are breaking chains. Yeah. As I speak, chains break in you. Chains break in our field, and while we are drinking water and sitting here by the water. So thank you for listening, for sharing your energy. As you listen, you share your energy. Yeah, thank you for being here on this planet, and yeah, doing the best you can. Yeah, we are all doing the best we can. When Jesus said, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. We can only do what we do as much as how conscious we are. Yeah. So the 4 agreements as a powerful book. Don't take anything personal. Always do your best. Be impeccable with your word. Yeah. So have a blessed day and night, wherever you are, moving into this full moon. Beautiful 9th of July, 9/7. Yeah, the beautiful beings born today, on this magical day, in this week. Yeah, beautiful guardians. dear to my heart and my soul. Yeah. And on a soul level, everything never stops. Everything never stops. It's only the human self that has believed in the illusion of separation and abandonment, and yeah, it's an illusion. So I drink to us, to you, to this life, and to our mission, and to the breaking of the chains, and to hydrating our lineages, hydrating our connections. Oh, a fish just jumped out of the water. Yeah, and I gotta go now and immerse into the sacred waters, and I see you again very soon. So much love. The light in me sees the light in you.